I mean, guys that really understand how to model a production system and understand what's going on, they're few and far between. I mean, you can't find these guys growing on trees, I tell you.
Well, that's true. And even though that, I think there are people with this integrated perspective, integrating different type of models. Okay, even there are tools right now. There are tools that try to do this integration. Okay, available to do that. But definitely, I think we are in a very interesting point. I don't know if you heard a few weeks ago somebody talking about that we reached the peak oil.
I've heard it a few times.
Yes, but recently there was a discussion. I think two
Oh, I
weeks
didn't
ago.
say that. I didn't say that. No, okay.
And there was a discussion that okay, we reached the peak point,
Is
and now we're going. And it's quite interesting because all these enabling technologies are right now available, plus these data visualization tools, all these technologies that we have now in our hands. It will be capable to really open a new era. Why is that? Because so far, what we have produced probably is less than 30% of the reserves, oil and gas reserves. Okay, and just imagine by doing the things we have done so far, we already got 30%. Okay, eventually we have a still margin of 10% more, assume worldwide, to reach like 40% recovery factor, which is a big amount. But now with all the data, we will be able really to discover new sources of oil, new entrampments, new places where to find oil. So I believe it's quite interesting because despite that we are in a competition with other sources of energy, now we are like refreshing ourselves. We have like a second youth thanks to the technology and the enablers that we have right now.
Yeah, well, it happened with shale. Remember, Cesar? I mean, they said that the U.S. peaked. Remember, in the 70s, traditional oil production peaked in the 70s, and indeed, it went down. It was a local maximum at that point, and then technology came in, shale, techniques for fracking and finding oil where before it was virtually impossible to extract, and this whole thing exploded. And look at what happened now with the production in the U.S. It's up again. Now it depends on if they're going to get funding, if they're going to be allowed to do this or not. That's a separate topic. But the technology is there to even increase production beyond what was thought before.
I believe many companies, talking about the shale oil part of shale gas, many companies are still survive thanks that they have implemented, getting all benefit possible from data.
Oh yeah.
And have optimized the number of wells. They have optimized the timing of wells. They have optimized the separation of wells. They have optimized the number of stages to fracture. I mean, there are so many things that have been enabled thanks to this integration. Again, the four pillars.
Absolutely.
And with a dedicated people to improve their knowledge and their understanding of all these. Yeah. Okay. That's amazing. That's amazing.
It is. I think, the experience of shale from when it started in the United States until now, what I've seen is exactly that. At the beginning, operators were experimenting. Let's try this, let's try that. You would drill a well, fracture it, and it would die after a year. What happened here? After all this trouble, it's only produced so much. And I think they have started to learn exactly what you said. They take measurements, what worked, what is the optimal separation, what is the optimal drilling and fracking method, this and that. And nowadays, they have fine-tuned this so much that they know exactly what to do. And not only that, Cesar, if they can even drill a well and say, this well is for the future, I'm going to close it, I'll open it later. So they can create inventory of production, ready to go, ready
and they
to
know
tap
exactly
into.
how much do they have.
Absolutely. And so they ramp up and down very, very subtly, very nimbly in what is an efficient operation. And efficient operation means less cost. And less cost means that the company can continue operating,